My previous view of religions and God and faith, I think were just really kind of unanswered for me. Uh, I think I knew the story of Jesus, and I knew the story of God, and I knew the story of the Bible, and I also had an understanding of other faiths in the world. Um, I don't think I ever blamed all the problems of the world on God. I don't think that was my problem. I think more my problem was with man. Um, but I think I was kind of just had that carrot in front of me a lot of times where I thought we just hadn't found it out yet. And I don't think I was agnostic in it. I just don't think that I realized that all the answers were there. And I kind of turned away from it. I think I tried to look for a naturalistic worldview without putting God into it because I thought it made more sense. But I just didn't look into it enough. And I'm not saying it's a matter of looking into it more deeply and you'll find the truth. I think you just have to look at the whole picture and see everything that's going on in the world and not just kind of spend your time in one discipline to dispute the existence of God. I think that God is completely provable in the world we live in. I think the amount of knowledge we have is enormous. And you have to look at what's not true and what's been told to us is true, and then look what's true. And other things might be possible, but is it probable? I think is a big question that people have to ask. And I think at a time in my life too, it was a question of morals and where I wanted to spend my life. What kind of things that I wanted to do in my spare time. What kind of things that I wanted to drink and party and waste my life away, I guess. And if you gave yourself to God, I figured you had to hold yourself to a higher authority that I didn't know if it was completely true or not. I used to believe in a lot of things that existed in science that I was told. And I still do believe in science. But I believe you have to look at what real science is and what has real proof for it. And what really exists out there. And I think, at risk of saying this, I think you'll find God at the end of it all the time because I believe science is a study of God's works. So I think it completely proves that he exists. And I think that that's just one part of it. There's a philosophical argument. There's a scientific argument of it. And there's what we feel in ourselves, in our own hearts, to have a level of spirituality that it's all ingrained in us. It's just a matter of how we let the world influence us to find that. I think one of the lessons that I try to stick to that the Bible teaches us is to be in this world but not of this world. I really rely on that a lot when I see things happening around me, or I get kind of caught up in temptation of this world and realizing the things that go on in this world I don't have control over, and just not to get wrapped up in it, and not to it helps me kind of separate myself from some of the things in the world that are wrong, and I know that God's in control. I think that's a big lesson too, is to rely on the fact that God is in control of everything and leave it in his hands and trust in him.